Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 9 of Crusader Kings 2 as Mercia. We're currently in a war, we're picking on some of the Irish nations here just so that we can turn them into tributaries. We've got a little bit of suspicion raised against us there for doing a sacrifice to Satan. Now I've decided that I'm not going to try and make any of Wales into tributaries. I'm going to try and capture as much of this land as possible because we do need to start actually expanding. We need to start incorporating more territory into our realm as opposed to just making everyone tributaries. We'd also probably like to try and wipe out Northumbria at some point as well. So we'll keep all of our little tributaries around down here. If any of them do break free and we get the appropriate CBs against them, we might consider actually straight up declaring a war against them. But we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, though, we're basically just going to make as many tributaries over here in Ireland as possible. We should be able to get a decent amount of income from doing that. I'm not calling all of my allies in. Obviously, we want to, you know, have a little bit in reserve. They've got next to no army. It's just marching around. I don't even think there's enough men there to actually do anything. Okay, so let's go and, well, we could give you intrigue, which won't be terrible, but I prefer you to have at least some decent martial. Just the other day, skulking as I often do, I caught Earl Cornwall of Oxford and my daughter-in-law in flagrante. They did not notice me, but I'm still in shock. She's a married woman, by the Lord. I smell profits. Let's just blackmail him. Sure. Here is your money. Fantastic. So we made a bit of money doing that. This is one of the advantages of having the high intrigue, is you can do little things like that and blackmail people. Yeah, this army can't do anything. It doesn't have enough men. So it's just marching around. Every time it stops in a province, I see the little red, you know, look, yeah. It's not going to do anything. We're at 100% anyway, so we can instantly go ahead and offer peace here. Boom. You are now my tributary. So let's go ahead and bring the armies back home so we can disband them. And then what we can do is just go and declare war on somebody else. So as one of my viewers, regular viewers, I think it's Hung, pointed out that in order to be able to declare someone and make them a tributary, you either have to have a border with them or be within 2 sea zones. It's the reason why I can't get Surrey, because we don't actually share a border. We're not directly next to them, and I don't share a sea zone. But I can get Sussex, because Sussex is 2 sea zones away from Lindsey. We own Lindsey, so 2 sea zones, we can actually make that into a tributary. So it's also the reason why we can't get Devon at the moment. But because we actually have Chester here, we can grab quite a lot of stuff in and around Ireland. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. So we're going to go ahead and disband the levies. So we've got this guy, and then maybe we want to go for this guy. So we declare a war on you. We want to make you a tributary. He's got no buddies. He's not coming on. My wife is pregnant, which is fantastic, given the fact that we recently found out we were a homosexual. So again, we're going to go and raise the levies, get them all together. Then we'll go over there and beat that army up. How much money are we making from tributaries at the moment? Oh, 91 ducats a month, which is fantastic. Tratos, we can actually imprison our son. I'm not sure why we'd want to do that. There is a dangerous faction. Increased council power in Mercia. Remember though, if the faction does fire, we still have the advantage of having a lot of allies and tributaries that will no doubt come to our aid. I'm just going to quickly pause up there. Make sure that we've got the best people that we can have leading this army that aren't me. And you are going to go and move into Worcester as well. Yeah, you've changed your mind. I thought you might do somehow. So I'll just go and march in on you. We've got the numbers quite easily here. Let's get everybody else in on that action as well. So we should be able to wreck their army pretty quickly. The rise of the Shire, again, not something we bothered about. Have we just completely decimated their army? I believe we have. This is kind of... I don't know why it sometimes just messes up the deployment of commanders on the flanks. It's a little bit weird. But we'll get across there. We'll siege them out. We've already got 75% war score because we've just completely stat wiped them. And remember, there's no blockading of channel crossings and straight crossings like there is in EU4. There's no military access like there is in EU4. You can basically just walk your troops right the way across the entire map if you want to. Obviously, there are some places you can't get to. Was it EU4 where they added a strait crossing between Dover and Calais or something? I seem to think there was. Chancery becomes cruel. Or loses playful and becomes gregarious. Well, that's much better. Okay, Chancellor's position's open. Well, I guess you are the best candidate. Oh, excuse me, my voice is really going today. May have to stop for a break soon. Right, 15% chance yearly to get a claim. So he's certainly doing better than the previous guy was, who was like 10 point something percent. %95 war score. So we should also be able to siege down this one, and this one, and this one. So we've got another daughter. Fantastic. Let's actually have a look at our... wow, we have a lot of kids. Any of the ones that are still alive that are not married? We should probably check that. You're married. You are married. You're married. Yep, we're all good so far. As I sat and looked at the fish course, the fish spoke to me and reminded me that my neighbour's titles were rich and should be mine. More intrigue. Oh, intrigue is like plus 14 at the moment. It's really, really good. How are we doing with the old Saint things? We haven't had any... 1,408. We are 362 points. So what can we do now? We can get Dark Divorce, Dark Healing, invite Disciple of Satan. I don't think we really need to use any of these things now, so I'm just going to save them until we actually need them. Just sort of build up the Dark Power. That faction's now over 100%, so it could fire at any time. I'm not terribly convinced it will, and I can always bring in my allies, so... Highly Suspicious gets removed from us, which is good. Which is another one of the reasons why I'm trying not to use my abilities too much. As soon as this siege is finished here, we should have 100%. And then we can even go ahead and sort of then grab this one. I mean, I could declare war on 2 of them at a time. But you have to declare your wars before you actually get the... before you raise your levies. So, we have died, which is unfortunate. We have a new king. So be it. So, right, okay, let's quickly pause up. We haven't lost anything. Our war is now invalid, though, so we need to come over here. We don't currently have any tributaries now. We need to pick an ambition. So, we are going to... build a war chest. Shouldn't be too difficult. We are not in any societies. Now, we could join Lucifer's Own. We could join one of the orders. I think I'm going to stick with Lucifer's Own because, to me, the ones that sound fun are these two. But we don't have enough learning. Our learning's terrible, actually. So yeah, we'll go for Lucifer's Own again. It's been a useful one for us, so we're going to start working on that. Title loss on succession. That's because we need to vote for our successor. Which is going to be our son, I suppose. We could... reduce our vassal limit, but increase our domain size, which we don't really need to do. We should probably start bumping up the centralization anyway. Special character actions possible. Don't want to send the wife into hiding. That's fine. No important decisions available, which is going to be court position. Looks like we've got an epidemic somewhere as well. Child lacks a focus, so let's give you struggle. Dangerous factions, special character actions possible. Right, I think one of the first things that we're going to want to do is to attempt to try and get some of our tributaries back. So let's have a quick look at our vassals. We want to be sucking up to you, which is the Countess of Lindsay, actually. So let's go ahead and move the Chancellor. Can't move him yet anyway. So, Huis, if we were to... Can't even declare war on you. If we have raised any... Oh, we've still got our army levies raised. Okay, yep, let's get these guys back home. Title, loss on succession. Are people not voting for my... Is that just because we just had another son? Which shouldn't actually matter, because it's... What am I looking for? Laws, inheritance. People are voting for my cousin. Which is not good. We need to sort that out. Opinions of us changing, which is good. A little bit of money for some opinion. We can do that. Okay, so. Let us see. Set a crown focus, of course. Let's go ahead and do that in Leicester. Now then, when is our Chancellor going to be free again? 23rd of June, so very, very soon. You can go and improve relations in Lindsay. So let's move you to there. Try and get our vassals liking us. Right. So let's go and drop down the levies. Let's go over here and declare war to make you a tributary. No one else is going to come in to help him, which is good. So we're going to go and instantly raise our armies. And we'll put everybody in over here. Now, the thing is, once we start getting one or two of them on side, it'll make it a lot easier to get the other ones. So you're going to go in all in on this side. No, you've changed your mind. So let's go all in over here. The small army might arrive first, actually, and take a beating, but that's fine. We're turning up with the numbers. Even though we're all in the vanguard, we don't actually have any flanks. Just pure numbers is letting us win this one. Okay, we have a victory, and we captured somebody in the process. Let's get everybody all together in that one province. And as much as we want to siege it out, we need to go and shuffle our... no, I guess you guys are alright, but let's go ahead and try and run their army down first. We gain the trait Wrath. Well, that's fine. We don't mind that at all. And we'll chase your army back down again. Now, I'm guessing we no longer have our alliance with King of Pickland, which is unfortunate. Let's offer a non-aggression pact. He accepts our proposal. Fantastic. Now, can we actually turn that into a full-on alliance? Form alliance. He will. Fantastic. I'm having dinner and plenty of drinks. Random guy. Agreed with opinion. Yep. So obviously we know the process that we have to go through to get into this. I will keep it hidden, and I thank you. Yep. That's the chicken leg in a pouch. Can you help me win on the battlefield? So now we have to wait for the messenger. I accept your proposal for an alliance. Fantastic. So what we could do if we needed to now is we go ahead and call Pickland in, which we don't really need to at the moment, but it'll certainly help us out with some of the other tributaries. But it has been some time since Stefano was in contact with me. I have been pondering what God would think of me for venturing down the path, but Stefano has already offered me more support than God ever has. Their lies are meant to be held back. We must always put the needs of others before our own. We can become greedy. We'll just continue to wait for further instruction, which is what we're basically doing at this point. Just waiting for the messenger. So the council is discontent, but we don't really care about that. Don't need to send the wife into hiding. The faction's a problem, but we've got an ally now. The bargain must be struck, so it reduces our personal combat skill, but again, that is fine. Now, how old actually are we? 31. So we will last a little while, hopefully, unless something terribly terrible happens to us. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We should be able to grab all of the territory that we need pretty quickly. Bad news from Leicester. My efforts to squeeze. Okay, so you've upset the peasants trying to collect a tithe. That is fine. A heavy box has been bought before me. Inwer has finished his work and the crown jewels are completed. While I expect no artifact of legends, I am still excited to see his work. Adds crown of lilies, adds noble scepter, adds engraved swords to the treasury. Interesting. So we actually now have a treasury. He's sending us the messenger. So I've never seen the treasury before. So we've got the crown of lilies. So we can unequip this. So this gives us monthly prestige, feudal vassal opinion, city vassal opinion, and tribal opinion. Nice. We've got the scepter. That does all the same thing as well, it seems. And so does the sword. Excellent. Wonder how much stuff we can actually get. So, okay, here's the... Oh, it's actually a Muslim messenger. Met an intriguing and hypnotically beautiful woman at court. Apparently, she's a foreign diplomat. I engaged her in conversation for the first time today. We spoke at length about strategies. I was shocked when she carefully pulled a purse sleeve, revealing the mark of Satan. So you are the messenger. Again, we go through all the usual MacGuffins. She's not particularly sort of skilled or strong, but things are still improving. We'll do what we have to do. Wish you had found me sooner. That was a necessary evil. Fine. So we are basically in Satan's Zone now. Are we? Or do we still have to do the marking of the thing on our arm? I think. Can't remember the order now, but we're almost there. I don't think it's something that you can fail. It's just a process that takes time, really. So that's only 95% war score. We could march and kill the rest of his army, but we'll just leave him to wander around on his own. We've still got this title, Loss on Succession, which is the only thing here that's particularly worrying, because everybody wants to vote for my cousin here, who we don't particularly like. What we could do is we could... where are we? Can we not attempt to abduct him? Oh, we don't have 50 dark power. We get 50 dark power, we'll attempt to abduct him and kill him off. And that should help us out. That's a good thing about that. It makes it's much easier to abduct someone and sacrifice them than it is to try and kill them off with a plot. And killing them off with a plot has much higher chance of you actually getting caught. We've fulfilled our ambition to build a war chest. You need an education focus. Okay, we'll go ahead and give you learning. We're at 100% on this war, so let's go ahead and offer peace there. Enforce demands. You are now our tributary. So let's just get back into our own lands. We need to pick a new ambition. We are going to pick Gruminair. And we are going to change our focus to... do we want to sail hunting? Rulership? Because I don't really like the whole carousing thing. I know, like, war. Let's go to war instead of hunting, just for a bit difference. We've got a decent martial score, and we've got a lot of people that we need to try and take out if we want to make them all tributaries. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and drop the levies. So we've now got this guy here. We should be able to declare war and make you a tributary. Pick land will come in on our side. And again, we'll go and... actually, we won't raise the vassal levies. I'll just raise my own. It's a little bit risky. Leicester prospers. It's a little bit risky doing this because what essentially you end up doing is you are allowing your vassals to recover somewhat while your own levies are taking a battering, which can make it a little bit difficult to... if your vassals decide they're going to rise up against you at some point, that can make life a little bit of a struggle. Now, I don't really... I thought Tratos was the one we were actually voting for to get in originally. You're only 21. And I'd kind of like you to be in charge, honestly. Can we not vote for you if we nominate... because you've already got 2. Let's get Tratos in if we can. There we go. So we've got a good army here. I mean, the numbers aren't particularly massively in our favour, but they are in our favour nonetheless. So we should be able to win this, even though we've got a crossing there. He's only got one flank. The other flank's destroyed already. The Vanguard's getting routed nice and quickly. Now we've got a daughter. So let's just go ahead and beat you up. You're doing a really good job of improving relations, which is fantastic. So while we go and chase these guys down, I think that's where they're going. Are they going there? Where are they heading? Can't even tell. But let's go ahead and have a quick look and see who else we need to suck up to. So we've got our cousin, the Earl of Bedford. So if we can move our Chancellor and get you to do stuff in Bedford, that will help out. Either way, I'm going to end the video there. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying Crusader Kings 2 Monks and Mystics. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.